you, Tamika, right? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Want to check in? How was your week?
My week was excellent.
Excellent week.
Yeah.
You don't like talking, huh?
I do.
That was short, short and sweet answer, right? Yeah, it was good.
Like a 73 Buick, you got to start.
Yeah. I'm gonna come back. Pastor Moore.
Yes, great week, great productive week. And so, had a great day. Actually I was planning to spend the day today at Virginia Union as their Founders Day celebration. And so, what a great way to end the week.
Oh yeah.
And looking forward to being here tonight to share with you guys. And
Awesome. You can't beat that, man. That's amazing. What about you, Miss Valley?
Well, my day was it was restful.
Okay.
I had today off. Normally I'm pretty busy if I'm not at work. I work for CSB board.
Okay.
After that, I'm still in the community. So, sometimes you just have to have that downtime. And so today was that day where I really just rested and prayed and, then encouraged some individuals, on social media. Because sometimes, pastors, we always, get the pull-ups, right? A lot. I'm just one of those ones that I want to publicly acknowledge and encourage and give shout outs to those that support me as well.
Nah, that's awesome. Beautiful. I actually told one of my clients that today. It's like I was sharing with you all first. I'm a peer recovery specialist. So when we were talking, he was like, man, I just got so much to do and I can't get motivated. And I said, hey man, part of the program is rest. Like take you a day. It doesn't have to all get done today. And he stopped. He was like, yo, you're right. So rest is extremely important. As for myself, checking in, this week has been rather good. Just share with you all, about my father. And I spent most of last year kind of in a rut, depressed, trying to, get through it. And finally, I feel like I'm pulling myself back out of it. And I've been more active, podcasting, being in the community, like just being of service overall. Mm-hmm. And this week that led me to a promotion with the company that contracts me out to see their peers in recovery. So that was like really good news. You're right, man. Look, this is we live, so it don't matter. Whatever happens, just happens. Like we rolling with it.
We can't cut and say take two, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Take me a quick sip of coffee now. We did come here, to talk about the Richmond Ramchargers and whatnot, but I also want to dive into you all's backgrounds a little bit, like what led you to becoming a pastor, if you all don't mind sharing, And look, Pastor Moore, looked like you had something on your mind. You laughed immediately. Right. We can't duck this one, man. We're not ducking out.
Wow. I will say this is something, pastoring is an assignment I wouldn't recommend, but assignment I can't give up. This is not for the faint at heart. And so to that end, I didn't choose it, it chose me. Was at our church, trying to get in the last pew as far back after having just going through life, having made as many mistakes as I can, still will make some. And my pastor then, who went through life, I say he was going to get another degree. It's called, what is that? His CPA, his Correctional Preparatory Academy. Okay, for those who don't understand, he was going to prison. And so he started this church, New Kingdom. And it was just under the preface that, we all fall down, we can get up. Talking about redemption.
Yeah, redeemed.
Him being redeemed, and then when he was falling down, he was picking people up to start his church. And I watched his life and saw how, man, people started to just tear him apart. And I felt sorry for him. I'm not even in church. I felt sorry for him, and I, just felt I don't know what. So I went there to be a part, and actually this year, our 25th anniversary, 25 years later, I'm still there. We say unfortunate, but he passed in 2016.
Okay.
And did something that was crazy. I don't understand. He made a mistake. It might have been the medication. He told our attorneys that Chris and his wife would take over the church. I was like, what does that mean? I don't, And so that's how we end up here. And so, 8 years later, here I am.
Wow.
Still, they let me practice on them preaching. And so, so that's how I ended up in the position.
Okay. I'm gonna swing back to you, Mr. Meek. How did you? How did you just? All right, you with these, good people.
She's a different style pastor. Let me tell her a story. Yeah.
We're not gonna get her to tell you.
So there is this thing that we think pastoring is one thing. Her church is a community.
Okay.
She does the groundwork that lead people inside the doors.
Right.
And so she is what we would call an outside pastor.
Okay.
She's the rabbi in the ruggeds. And so yeah. You still ain't gonna jump in.
No, you said it.
For me, I have a domestic violence organization.
Okay.
So I love being in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an advocate, and I just like, steering people in the right way and making sure that those that are going through domestic violence or it don't have to be domestic violence. I told you I do peer recovery specialist too.
Mm-hmm.
So even domestic violence or any way I can help, I just love helping and guiding people to, the right place and encouraging them.
Okay. So you found a mission and a purpose through your struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like my MO. I call it turning my pain into purpose, which it sounds like that's what you're doing. That's an awesome mission. I interviewed I believe her name is Sharice, but she did something similar. She goes out in the community, talks to women about domestic violence and drug addiction and things as well. So maybe after this, we can all kind of connect, pieces together and see we assist one another.
Yeah.
I'm swing back to you, Valerie.
Well, how did I become a pastor? I was chosen, as Pastor Moore said, Highland Park.
HP.
HP all day. HP for life. I'm representing HP tonight.
Okay.
With the Richmond Ramchargers, but no, honestly, HP changed my life. I went through a lot when I was younger. I don't mind telling my story because it helps someone out.
Yeah.
I was violated by a family member, and from there it spiraled down because I was an honor roll student, was a great student, Then all of a sudden, after that happened, it happened. But I realized through all that I've endured, through the hustling, because I was a drug dealer, and the addiction and using, and all of that, and went to prison too. All of that, it was designed. It was strategically designed. Because in order for you to tell somebody how to get out of it, you have to have been through it yourself, right? That's called the anointing. Okay, I went through the seminary of hard knocks.
Okay.
Okay. And for years and years I ran. And I remember coming out from prison, and I came to my old home church. And I was sitting in the back, way in the back, right? And a pastor from Highland Park, Superintendent Larry Mouse, he was preaching at my home church back then. And I was all the way in the back. It was the summer. I had a lilac shirt on. I'll never forget it, right? And he said, "You." And I'm sitting there like, trying to hide. This dude talking to, what I'm saying? I'm just trying this thing out, really. He said, you in that purple shirt, come up here. To my friend, I said, "Who talking to?" Because I'm still in that hard mindset, right? And so he said, "I'm talking to you. Come here. The Lord has a word for you." Now, this man didn't know me from Adam or Eve, right? And when he spoke, I was like, okay, somebody must have talked to him and told him, And so he began to just speak, over my life.
Mhm.
He called me a prison prophet, him and Bishop Kevin Harris.
Mhm.
Um, and it's from there on. And I, went through the Bible institution, Moulton, graduated from there because you cannot, just think that you're gonna go out here and have the call and don't have the word in your knowledge.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And so I paid my dues. I humbled myself under leadership, which was Bishop Darrell's husband, and under that leadership for years. And then after that, God did what He had to do, and I've been pastoring now in the streets
Mhm.
because I too am that street pastor. This is one of my spiritual daughters.
Okay.
For over 20 years.
Wow.
They called me Mama V. I'm
Mama V.
I'm the mother of the hood. The hood.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good
And it's
title.
so crazy because just a couple of years ago, I get a call, right? And I'm thinking somebody pranking me. I'm like, okay, y'all pranking me. Like, who is this? Oh, don't play with me. And they was like, no, honestly, the governor wants to meet with you, and the lieutenant governor, they want to meet with you because your name was given in reference to being the mother of the hood. And I'm tripping. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, God, what are you doing? Like, I said, for real, me?
Word.
I'm like, and the Holy Spirit said, why not you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they need to know from someone who knows,
Right.
not from someone who can speculate, And so from there, she can tell you from there, it's just been God taking me up, and up. And not just that, because I think we miss it. When He opens up doors for you, you have to open up doors for people.
Yeah.
So I just don't, it ain't about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the gifts. She had been introduced to some people up in high places, other individuals. I placed some of the members introduced, they're on boards. I'm on 2 boards with the governor. It's like, so when God opens up that door for you, you gotta be able to know how to bring somebody else with you.
Right.
Because that's kingdom right there.
Mhm.
That's that kingdom ministry.
Yeah.
And that's what I focus on, kingdom.
Okay. All right. So I have not led down that path yet, but I know I've been told for so long. Look at me pointing at me like, yeah, bro, you on the way.
Yeah, it's
No.
you too.
Believe me, I just started praising God. I got back to my religious ways, man. It's been great ever since.
Yeah,
See,
yeah. But you too. You have a pastor's anointing on you.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
They know. Yeah, so I come from a family of, like pastors. Again, I told you my dad's dad was a pastor. I think his dad was a pastor. So after my father, went through the world living reckless, he too found his calling. And in 3rd grade, I lived in Tallahassee, Florida, FSU, FAMU, how my family graduated from FAMU. When I was in 3rd grade, I didn't understand it as a kid because my dad was like my best friend. And one day he showed up and said, hey, I'm moving to Richmond. I'm going to the School of Theology at Virginia Union, I believe.
Mhm.
And, I'll be back. And like as a little kid, I'm like, what? Like, why you go way up there? We got all this stuff in Tallahassee, family here, grandparents here. So he went, and that was where everything for me started to fall apart. It's like my dad was my first best friend. So he would come back home every now and then, and which seemed like forever in the eyes of a 9-year-old. And it was just always different. So when I finally moved here when I was 13, him and I were already like at odds.
Mhm.
How could you leave and then want to demand like authority, at this point? But he was there and so supportive throughout like all of my struggles. I mean, jail sentences, like never gave up on me, so much so that 10 years ago when I was ready to end it all and I'm outside my parents' house, yelling at the sky, talking to God, like, man, why is my life like this? You told me it was supposed to look this way. Like, I read the book, like I was in Bible study, you know what I mean? I heard the stories, like, why is mine falling apart? And you said something that was so profound, Mama B. It had to fall apart.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it had to. Like when I think about my life and where I am today, I may not have everything I want. I definitely have everything I need and way more than I ever thought I would have. And that's when I realized that if I didn't go through it the way that I did, nothing else would be possible.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm grateful for that moment. And before my dad passed, we were sitting in the hospital and him and I were just kind of openly talking as men at this point. He was like sharing stuff about his addictions and his past and what led him finally on the right track. And so I asked him, I was like, well, man, why didn't you try to, stop it? It was like, I couldn't, I didn't figure out how to reach you. Everything I thought I could do, like it just did the opposite. So I have realized I had to let you go and figure it out for yourself. And before he passed, it was words that I could not get him to say. So if I tear up, I apologize. But he looked at me and was like, man, I'm just so proud. And after that, I was like, holy crap. Like, he's saying this about me. And I was like, the black sheep, the trouble, the cops always showing up at the house. So I do feel like there is like a part of testimony like within me. This definitely, God moving pieces around in my life that I can't even explain. So I'm grateful that, I get to share like these moments with you all because I know somehow, some way his hands was involved in this, right?
Yeah.
I want you to remember something, Jared.
Yes, ma'am.
The black sheep ends up being the goat.
I always say that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's true. Because even then, man, I get the phone calls from my mama now to like fix everything. Anything going on. Hey, can you come by? Can you come by? Like, yeah, I got it. Where it used to be the opposite. So I'm grateful for those moments. So thank you all for sharing that. That was definitely uplifting. It did something to me. So I know somebody watching will pick up on those. Probably be reaching out to you all to get some ministry and maybe become involved in your street teams and such. So the Richmond Ramchargers.
Yes.
What is going on with this basketball team? Who want to share what the vibes is? I'm looking forward to it.
87 Buick.
Okay.
The Richmond Ramchargers
Okay.
team. So we thank Hassan and Aaron Turner for, allowing us to be a part of the Richmond Ramchargers. It's here in Richmond.
All right.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
So the tryouts for the team will be February the 24th
February 24th. Okay.
at 3601 R Street from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is a $30 registration. If you do not register, you have to pay $65 at the door.
Okay.
So,
You're trying to get hoopers in the building.
yeah,
February 24th, 3601 R Street
Yeah.
from 2 to what?
2 to 5 p.m.
2 to 5 p.m. If you are a baller and you in Richmond, Tidewater, you just in Virginia, you making the trip, show up, pull up, go ball.
It'll be worth it. I
Yeah.
promise it'll be
Go
worth
It
it.
hoop.
will, yeah.
Go hoop.
So, also too, we're excited. We are looking for any sponsors.
Okay.
So, if anybody with businesses or just want to be a sponsor, they can contact Hassan at 804-687-6802 or the Richmond Ramchargers RVA at gmail.com. So we are looking for sponsors as well.
Nice. So you got to carry these around with you when you get your spill. I like it.
Because it's new to me.
Yeah, no, it keep you organized as
It
well. And hold on, I got an answer for that right here on this card. I like it.
One thing I want to say is like how God was so strategic and building just the team, like Hassan, the owner, then Aaron, the general manager, and then they were very strategic even about their spiritual team, because you had Pastor Moore, and then I got the call, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. I think they literally had people calling them,
Really?
wanting to be the spiritual leaders of the team, but they was like, no, we need, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm honored, and I'm quite sure my brother is
Certainly,
extremely
certainly.
honored. And we work as a team because
Okay.
we understand that a house that's divided cannot stand. So, you know, we're excited, you know, honestly. I mean, like, it's just nothing but love in the
Yeah,
atmosphere.
yeah.
Not a love.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing that as we are building the team, we're getting ready to build a community.
Right.
Yeah.
Get ready to build a community, and we're encouraging. You know, if you don't play basketball, you know somebody else who does,
Right.
and maybe that person you know don't have the means, the funds to pay for it. You may want to give someone that opportunity, or if you're watching, and you just want to play, but you don't have the funds, reach out to me. Reach out to me. We're going to see to it because that's what Richmond Ramchargers is about. It's just not about playing basketball, but making a difference in people's lives. And so Hassan is really big on community, and so that's the reason the team is here. It's not just to make people rich. No, because none of us will get rich off that.
No.
But it's to make a difference, and so that's why we are part. We are part of the Richmond Ramchargers, and we are glad to be a part of it. So come February 24th and the 25th.
That's both days.
I forgot.
That must be on the other side of her key card. She didn't flip it over. I didn't-
She didn't
flip the cue card over.
I was gonna say the 25th, also, on the 25th, they are encouraging all media to come on the 25th as well. from 2
Okay.
p.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And also, I want to let everyone know that when you do come out and support the great professional basketball team,
Mhm.
the Richmond Ramchargers, it's $15 for adults and $7 for children. And 15% of your contributions will be made to Richmond Public Schools, elementary schools,
Nice.
for the libraries. So whoop whoop to Hassan and the
Yeah.
team for that.
Yeah.
So that's like the bigger purpose behind it all. Is that not only do you get to make changes in the community, get some of these young men, and you know, if they open it up to women, young women as well, to do something productive like hooping, or I don't know, just being a part of the team or organization, because there's different roles on the team. You know,
Yeah.
somebody got to do water, towel, mop the floor,
Sure.
slip. So it's like a win-win relationship. Here is what I'm visualizing. It's not only basketball, but it's also feeding back into the community.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think
Awesome.
that's the purpose, really, you know, a lot of it, you know, although there's going to be, you know, entertainment as well, because we're going to be having some great entertainment now, you know, and I'm
Okay.
excited about the entertainment.
Right.
We're also going to have some gospel entertainment
Okay.
in times, you know. But the fact of the matter is just that we're giving back to those the children.
Yes.
You know, it's you know, we can get out here and do the things that we do, but it's about the empowerment of our future. And so the fact that Brother Hassan and Brother Aaron and Tamika and, you know, us, we just have a passion for the community, and him being the owner, that was his target. We talked about, I remember the other week, we talked about the younger children, the elementary children, and how we really have to start with them. Don't give up on the older ones, but now we have to really engage with the younger generation, because there's a lot going on just in our city. We have, you know, we're hoping even this will help with public safety,
Yes.
you know, with some of these murders and things like that, just to encourage. And it's a diverse thing. It's not about any Black community, it's everybody, all community. So, you know, we're going to be that melting pot, you know, but we want to really empower just those communities and those individuals, those young folks, to let them know that you can have a future, you know, and people can, we love on you. And we want to make sure that you know that you're loved in the city of Richmond, you know. So I just see it as being something much more bigger than just a professional basketball team. I just really see it being like ministry as well as a organization that definitely will empower the upcoming future, and also empowering the community as a whole, because it brings back a sense of being. you know, to say, okay, we got a professional team, you know, and that team's gonna be winning championships.
Yes.
And
Let's go.
so, they'll be winning these championships. So that makes you feel good about your city, because we've heard so much bad things that's happening, all the shootings, all the things, the violence and things that are going on. But, you know, we really want to be that entity in the community that really brings something good back to Richmond, because we know Richmond is deserving of that.
Most definitely. Look, I agree with everything you just said. So when you broke down the roles that you all play as like the spiritual team behind the Richmond Ramchargers, is there like individual roles within the team? Like, are you taking care of one aspect of it, or are you taking care of one?
We're one team.
So y'all all move together.
We were
No,
We're one team.
Yeah.
When Mama V was talking about the different things that we're doing, we do want to include that during halftime.
Okay.
There will be an opportunity for individuals. So we're not just looking for people to play basketball.
Right.
We're tapping into the talents in the community.
Yeah.
So a person may sing, dance. I don't know what you do. You might dribble a ball, smack a pen, whatever you do. For entertainment. I don't know what you do. Grab a mic, grab a room, whatever your entertainment is. You got 20 minutes during halftime. Because this is what's going to give people the opportunity to go to their next level through a different way.
Right.
They may not get the opportunity to go to matriculate through college to play basketball, to have been seen there to NBA. We may have to go a different way to give, as my boy DJ Khaled say, another one. To get to that place because they couldn't go the regular way.
Right.
I didn't become a pastor going the regular way.
Right.
I came to the back. Don't stop me up. Don't stop me up.
My daddy used to do his man.
Because it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. And the big Bible, my grandmother had a Bible on the table, and there was 31,102 verses in that big Bible. And one of them talks about one of my girl who I hung out with back in the day called Rahab. Rahab was a prostitute. Rahab was a prostitute, but she came a different way. Oh, shucks. But when you look at Rahab, when you look at Rahab, Rahab ended up saving a generation. But through Rahab came Jesus. Is there anybody? I'm sorry. So the Richmond Ramchargers is going to allow somebody to come through a different way.
That's right.
And so you may get to stardom a different way. You had a dream, but somebody came and told you can't have it. Somebody spoke life into you. Somebody did not speak life. You had a mother who didn't cover, a father who didn't cover. So whatever it was, we Richmond Chargers bring an opportunity for you to see it again. And so that's the Richmond Ramchargers. That's why I am glad to be a part of it. Because they didn't let me be the chaplain of the Washington football team. They let me do that.
You couldn't get that.
They wouldn't let me be the chaplain of the Washington Wizards because I ain't got all the paper, I ain't got the pedigree. But I got a friend called Hassan. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so we get to come through a different way, and for that we're grateful. So that's the Richmond Ramchargers. So get ready for what's about to happen. I'm trying to be the spiritual jumping table right here. I'm trying to be the spiritual jumping table. His dad told me to do it.
Yeah, he did.
His dad is sitting right here. His dad told me to.
I can hear my dad.
Definitely.
I was like, man, I gotta connect.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
I heard that in the heard. There's going to be an impartation.
I'm with
Okay.
it. I'm most certainly with it.
Light skin come back. Light skin.
I see it. What's the Dark Sanders do?
Yeah. Light skin.
Richmond Ramchargers, you all are creating a wealth of opportunities for young people to come in through doors to get the bigger opportunities that they may have missed out on, and then who knows what can come from it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because the NBA, like my grandfather had this saying, and it's something like I didn't get it as a kid, but of course you get older and you're like, oh, that's what he meant. He always would say, man, you aim for the moon. That way, if you don't land, in his words, you bust your behind in the stars. And like growing up, like, man, what are you talking about? You know, like what? And then you get older, you're like, oh my God, he was saying aim as high as possible at your goals.
Yeah.
That way, if you don't reach that one, you are way above everything else.
Above where you started.
Yeah. Now, so now as I get older, I give that information back to my kids because, hey, the goal is to make sure everybody that come under me, like you say, reach back to do better than me. You know, and I'm giving them this game at 8 and 10, and they running circles around me like I can't even get a joke off on them. It's like, well, Dad, you told me that an appreciating asset was the house first. Like, right, like, don't buy the car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it feels good knowing that the city has something building an appreciated asset for the community to open doors for them. That's what the whole thing was about when we first started talking, was open those doors. Once you get the gift, start giving that gift back. Is there like a slated start time to get everything rolling? Y'all, you know, we still working on the particulars on the back end, or how does that look? Everybody looked at you, so I'm just looking at you too.
Well, I have that on here.
Oh, it's not.
The first week in November, we will have official games
Okay.
at Huguenot High School. They will be playing at Huguenot High
Okay,
School.
nice. That's what's up.
So we'll be playing 10 home games and 10 away games.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do y'all know? I know nothing about it's the ABA, right?
Mhm.
I just know that Dr. J, my dad's other favorites came through there. Do we know like how many teams, you know, come across that league?
It's 20.
20? Oh, that's pretty big.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. You did some research.
Yeah. We got to make sure we got to do our homework.
Yeah, I see.
We're going to be doing 20 teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where like are all them located all over the U.S. or we?
Various,
Okay.
you know, from up north to I think down South Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he said Ohio. Is Ohio?
Ohio.
Yeah, and so because of, you know, and just the realistic part of this, until somebody can donate like $1 million, you know,
And it's coming.
we are going to be
Claim it.
playing on the East Coast.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think it's from Maine to Alabama, something like that.
Yes.
It sounds good to say that, Maine to Alabama.
That was a bar.
And so, yeah, I'm
It's in
talking
a rap song. Get to him.
And so just until as we continue to grow, we go as far as Ohio.
Okay.
And then when opportunity avail, after we get to the mothership, the championship, then we'll continue to spread across these not yet United States.
Okay. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm a big hoop fan.
Yeah.
You know, I take my son now and my daughter. We go down to the VCU U of R games. I need to go to Virginia State, Virginia Union. That's what I told him the other day. We just gonna start like a college tour, you know, just to stay involved and watch the sport and the game and everything. So it don't have to just be VCU. So this is cool knowing that another professional team is being brought to the area to give us something else to do. Because Friday nights, I know I'm 38, you know, I've done my ripping and running. So my Friday night look a lot different than my kids want their Friday night to look.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm like, man, I'm good. TV on, feet up on the sofa, you know, but I remember I got little ones that need something to do. So these games are going to be right on time because y'all definitely see me out there supporting with my little group with me. And so,
well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I am going to say Hassan did put on here that it's over 60 teams.
60 teams.
Yeah.
Oh, he in the chat.
Yes.
Hey, bro, you were supposed to be here.
Like in our district, it's 16 teams.
Okay.
Oh, so in this
You
division,
could
it's
act like it
16.
was on your cue card. It was on your cue card.
I seen 20 and
So it's 60 teams, but 16 in the division.
Yeah.
20 games.
So including the championship and all, yeah.
Playoffs and everything else.
Yeah.
That's a good little run for the first season. Have y'all had a chance to look at any of the potential prospects on the squad? Or are we doing all that February 24th, 25th?
I'm quite sure Hassan, the owner.
Yeah, he got that in the
I'm quite
back.
sure him and the coaches.
Yeah, him and the coach.
Yeah.
We have Coach Ray Nevlin and we have Coach Nathan Pollard.
Okay.
And so I'm quite sure, you know, knowing Ray, he's very competitive. He's very strong in the community. He has the inner city youth basketball
Okay.
camp. So knowing him, 9 times out of 10, he's doing his research and he's
So he already know.
he's
Yeah.
probably looking and to see what's going on and how strong the teams are. But I want to piggyback on something Brother Chris Moore said. He said something about the youth and the children, giving them another opportunity. You know, some of these younger. I want to say how important that is, but also how true that is. There was a young man that played for Verina, and he was awesome. He is bad, you know. And so I gave a call because he gave up. You know, some other things might have transitioned in his life, but he gave up. He just didn't want to do it anymore, right? And so I called him, and this young man's stats are off the Richter. And so I called him a couple of weeks ago. I talked to Tamika about him and talked to Ray, the coach Ray Nevlet about him. So I ended up calling this young man, right? Because he's been going through a lot, right? Life had thrown him some curveballs. And I said, if I get someone to sponsor you, would you want to try out for this pro team for Richmond? And he lit up like a Christmas tree because when he was saying that he didn't, he really wanted to, but he felt like, you know, he lost out so much because of, you know, what had transpired. But somebody on this team had enough love and identified the talent to say, look, that was then, this is now. We want to invest in you.
Right.
Because that's what Brother Moore said, invest
really appreciate you guys coming in tonight.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. I had a lot of people.
Journal
come.
on here too.
So,
That's what I'm saying. We're doing good.
do you see it? Is the live back up on your phone?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
back
yep.
up.
It's back up.
So you remember your train of thought, Mama V?
Well, basically, yeah, I'm still there. I'm still there. So as I was saying, just to piggyback on, my brother Pastor Moore here, the investment. We.
Your phone.
Just take the volume down.
I know.
You good? Look, we live. I'm telling you, anything.
Take two.
Take two.
No, seriously, the investment, is everything,
Mhm.
because this kid was giving up, knowing that he has the talent,
Mhm.
and, but he was giving up. So I found, as Pastor Moore said, he would actually, if you have a son out there,
Mhm.
you have a nephew, you have someone that that has talent in basketball and they just want to give up, this pastor is saying he'll be okay. This pastor is saying he'll be okay. So what we did, I found someone in the ministry, and we actually invested in signing him up and investing in his future. And he's so excited about it, right?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't playing, he was spiraling down.
Right.
And nobody could identify that this was something he had a dream, he thought, but some things happened.
Right.
So that's that investment, and that's that, being that pillar in the community, and just, being that strong tower in the
Mhm.
community to let them know that no matter what you're going through, you got a team of people who done been through,
Right.
so we're not gonna judge you, we're not gonna criticize,
Mhm.
we're just gonna support you
No
and
doubt.
give you the truth, and so I'm looking forward to it. Got a great team. The team is everything.
Okay.
The team is the bomb.
So what if I wanted to sponsor, a young man coming on the team? What are the costs looking like?
For just to sponsor a player,
Yeah.
it's $30 to just to sponsor a
Okay.
player.
So if you young man going through it, like we can wrap after this, I also would like to sponsor somebody because that is important to me, and I'm sure you're seeing it in peer support, also in ministry. And what it boils down to, in my opinion, is hope.
Yeah.
So we all, like, I know firsthand, I've been there. I told you, I was screaming at the sky. I had lost all hope. I was at the end of my rope, ready to check out on life. As I thought nothing else could come of it. Only thing I saw in front of me was negativity and more destruction, and I wanted no parts of it if that was the way my life was going to go. And what I found in that moment, I actually just posted a short video about it the other day, was that's when I found out I was the strongest. That's where I had nothing else to lean into but, my higher power, which I call God. And all of them little lessons that I learned in Bible study and that my daddy was beating into my head for so long, all came roaring back that day when I made the decision to stay sober. Went to the hospital, was in a room, reminded me of my jail cell. So I just sat in there, cried, laughed, prayed, but I knew that no matter what.
Table.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I just saw you wave your hand. All right, my bad.
So he was having church down there. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, keep going. So yeah, I got broken down to that moment. So I understand where this young man was, that, he had a dream bigger than he could probably imagine. And saying that I quit is more of like a cry for help. So I too would like, when they do the tryouts and such, I would also like to throw my name in the hat to sponsor a young man, what I'm saying, just to assist him with living out his dream and paying attention to his mission. This was a cool segue after the technical difficulty. I don't know what happened, but we did come back. Did anybody else have anything to share?
I should get some encouraging words though.
Yes. So that is a part of the podcast. When I do start to wrap everything up, I go around because you said it perfectly, Mama B. There is somebody that's going to watch this, or a loved one of somebody that's struggling. And I asked all of my guests, like, what is the one thing that, not necessarily advice, but say guidance that you could offer somebody that's in that space that may just catch this on a whim of a clip and say like, oh man, that speaks volumes to my heart. And I start to my left.
So what I would say is your past does not define you. What defines you is your future, your now. And when you feel like giving up, just keep going and know that you're not alone. You have people in the communities, you have your pastors, you have someone that will be able to help you or guide you in that space, but you gotta ask for help. So that's what I would leave. And stay encouraged. And my favorite saying is stay encouraged and never be discouraged. That's my Facebook saying.
Okay. I like it. That was smooth. You, sir?
Wow. Just kind of segueing off of Tamika, I would say this, it's not over. It's not over. It doesn't matter how, I guess, thinking about the Richmond Ramchargers, it doesn't matter how the first quarter was. Halftime is right now.
Come on.
Here we go.
Come
Here we
on.
go.
Come on.
Come on, Pastor.
Come on.
Don't touch my ready go. You might be sitting in the halftime in your locker room, your personal locker room, and the first half didn't look good. And you almost decided, I'm not gonna come out the locker room. It's been too embarrassing for me. From pushing dope to pushing hope, I understand
Come on now.
how it end does not look like how he started. I'm a preacher, so I got to go to the Bible. God doesn't always choose the best.
Come on. Jesus.
God doesn't choose the
The
best,
least of them.
but the best is yet to come. Adam and Eve were hard-headed. Noah was a drunk. Abraham was disobedient, and Sarah was too old. Isaac was a daydreamer. Jacob was a liar. Joseph was abused and became an abuser. Moses had a stuttering problem. Gideon was afraid. Samson had long hair and was a womanizer. Rahab, my girl, was a prostitute. Jeremiah and Timothy was too young. David had an affair and he was a murderer. Elijah was suicidal. Job went bankrupt. Peter denied Christ. The disciples fell asleep. Martha was worried about the wrong things. Zacchaeus was too short, and Lazarus was dead. What's your story? Yeah, it's not over. It's not over. I don't care what your mama said. I don't care what your daddy didn't say. I'm going to tell you it's not over. The best is yet to come. I'm a living witness. My best day was living beyond the day I wanted to die. It's not over.
And sometimes you just have to know when the mic is dropped, and the mic is now dropped. The Holy Spirit has, see, that's what you have to know. You have to be led by the Spirit, and the Spirit of the Lord has just spoken. So just be encouraged and know that this is the time to be rediscovered.
Look, I needed that message. So thank you all, for spending this time Friday evening to share your time with me and everybody watching. I'm looking forward to connecting with you all. I definitely want to be a part of it somehow, some way, whether it be ministry and the Richmond Ramchargers. I want to get in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be of service to everything you all have going on. And this was a blessing to me. So I appreciate you all taking your time out on this Friday evening to wrap with us on Redeem Yourself podcast. So Tamika, Chris, you call you Pastor Moore, Chris.
Chris is good. I'm in the
Chris, Mama B. Yo, thank you all so much. We looking forward to how the Richmond Ramchargers.
Thank you.
No
Thank
doubt.
you so much.
We good. Anybody else say anything? They got